Bringing Linux to you!
Hey guys, I'm going to give you a quick walkthrough on the brand new FreeNAS Corral, and give you a couple highlights of what I liked about it and just the general gist. So here we are at the brand new login screen. Now this new web interface has been rewritten from scratch, so let's log in and I'll show you the rest. So as we log in, if you can see my dashboard. I already have it set up the way I like. It gives you a whole rundown of your server or your FreeNAS box. You can edit it in the bottom, close to the bottom left hand or right hand side of the screen. It'll say edit dashboard, and you can get rid of them or get rid of the windows in your dashboard, or you can add ones that pop up down here. You can add multiple network traffic ones for multiple network interfaces, so you can keep track of, let's say, what VMs or what containers are doing what on the network. Continuing, if you look on the right hand side, there's your alerts and your tasks, and your alerts are basically just users that log in and out, important things that might need your attention right away. Your tasks underneath that are what's happening in the background. So if you start up a VM or start downloading updates, it'll pop up a task here and it'll tell you the progress and whether or not it finished or failed. So now if you look at your left hand side of the screen, this is where your top bar from your old FreeNAS box is now. It's on the left hand side, and it's going to be listed in all the categories listed there. I recommend that you go to the very bottom and click this wizard and go through the setup of your FreeNAS box, your storage, your time zone, and all the main features it walks you through, and just gets you going pretty nice and smooth. But other than that, if you look, you got storage, you got accounts for user accounts, you got network for your network adapters, you got your system for all your system settings, updates, about system. Under system, you're going to have services, and that's going to be your file sharing and other system services management like SSH, DNS or dynamic DNS, other things like that. Moving on, you got console, and that's going to be your command line console for your FreeNAS box. You don't have to have a monitor plugged into it. It works right through the web interface. Moving on from console, we have my first highlight, which is the calendar, which is awesome. I can't really get enough of it. I love what they did to it. It makes it super easy to be able to add little things to the calendar. Just set it and forget it. Like, for instance, I have a scrub set up every Thursday of every week, and an rsync backup set up every Sunday of every week. You can also set up, like, let's do a snapshot. So click the little snapshot, drag it to where you want. Let's do Tuesday. And now we're going to be creating an event. So the name will be snapshot. We're going to enable it. We're going to browse to pool, select. We're going to do recursive. Lifetime. Yeah, we'll just leave that. Yep. We will allow replication. You can also run it right now if you wanted to, but we're also going to make it a schedule. So on top of being able to run it right now, we are going to add it to every Tuesday of the month. So we're going to do every week, Tuesday, and that's going to occur, we'll do, 10 p.m., well, almost 11. Actually, we're going to do 10 p.m. Oh, yep, 10 p.m., and then save. As you can see, it created it. And if you look back on Tuesday, now I have a snapshot every Tuesday of the week from here on out. And the way the calendar is set up, that you can set these jobs on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. And it gives you that peace of mind that your server's always going to be maintenanced. And you're not going to have to, come back and all of a sudden, oh crap, it's Thursday, I gotta go run a scrub. It's just really nice and amazing that it works out so flawlessly and is just so intuitive. I mean, I love the calendar. All right. So, yeah. Moving on, we got peering. That would be adding another FreeNAS box or connecting via SSH to another server or box of some kind, say to set up remote backups or something along those lines. My second highlight is VMs. Now, you can set up VMs in the UI now. You don't have to go into the command line. You don't have to set up text files. You can now do it all from the UI, the web UI. So if you look, I already have a couple running. I have my Ubuntu VM running. I also have 2 Docker hosts, and I'll get into that in a little bit. But the fact that you can run VMs through the UI makes this super easy and really helps the person that doesn't want to tinker on their NAS. They just want to get it up and running and going, set it, forget it, and be done with it. And this really makes it that easy. Now, I just talked about the Docker hosts, and so FreeNAS got rid of the plugin system. This is my third highlight. They got rid of their little plugin system, which worked great, but it didn't have everything, and it was missing some things. Now they have gotten rid of that, and they have moved to full Docker integration, and they are fully compatible with Docker. Now, I didn't know this, but I thought they somehow worked in that they just got Docker running on FreeNAS or, on the BSD kernel. But in reality, what you got to do is you got to set up a Docker host to run your containers from, which are your new plugins. So if you, instead of having the Plex Media Server plugin, now you're just going to get the Plex Media Server Docker container. And when you get that Plex Media Server Docker container, you're not necessarily running it off your FreeBSD kernel in FreeNAS. You're going to be running it from a Docker host, which is a super lightweight VM that runs Docker. Now, I think it's great that they went this way. Docker, I think, is going in a great direction. It has tons of support, a huge community behind it, and tons of containers. So pretty much literally any container that you want, you can run on your FreeNAS. So there's no limit to what you can do now with the plugins. Well, now Docker containers. And one other thing is you can make your own Docker containers. So like if you don't have, or if you can't find a Docker container through the FreeNAS list or on the Docker Hub, you can just get like a stock Ubuntu or Alpine Linux image and then just build what you want in your container from there and make your own container that you want. Other than that, you can, just by clicking on things and going through things, there are a ton of settings for this. And I do recommend, if you don't even use FreeNAS, or if you've been thinking about using FreeNAS, to just maybe if you have an extra computer or if you have an extra hard drive, to just install it and just look through it and see all of the features it offers. So that was my quick little walkthrough and a couple of my highlights that I loved about FreeNAS Corral. I hope you guys enjoyed it. There was a couple little things, well, really only one thing that I think it needs some work on, and really I think it's going to get patched and ironed out before it causes or is really any annoyance to anyone, and that's that the web UI is just a little unstable. It wouldn't recognize all of my clicks or settings, and I would have to reload the page and then relog in for it to start working correctly again. But I think with updates, that are coming out from IX systems, that'll get smoothed out fairly quickly. But other than that, I think it is a great system. I'm going to be using it, and ZFS is a bar none great file system for your data, and I don't know why I have been avoiding using it for this long. It is very nice with all the features that it has for snapshotting and backing up that I don't have enough good stuff to say about it. But other than that, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you liked the video, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't, you know what to do. Consider subscribing if you want more content like this, and I'll see you guys in the next one.